Around the turn, 5.50 to go, and Our Fiction slapped up, led by a length to Fitting. Over on the inside in third position was Perdido looking for a run. Then Miss Brightia, Bondi into the clear, Diamond Harbour next, Tristane, Baychevel, and then Doocy Do and Memoir. Our Fiction going strongly with 200 metres to go. It's a length and a half in front. Fitting on the outside in second placing. Battling back was Perdido, but Our Fiction's gone for home. She's 3 or 4 in front. It's a winning break from Perdido, Fitting, Diamond Harbour and Baychevel. But Our Fiction's going to win the last on Cut Day by 4 lengths to Perdido. Third placing on the outside, I think, has gone to Bondi in front of Baychevel, and Diamond Harbour close up with also Fitting. Memoir wide out, and then Tristane. She was pretty disappointing, and then Cyclone Watch and Miss Brightia, Miss Minden, and Doocy Doo's just badly out of form, and it's run last.
Very easy winner, Dan. Number 4, Our Fiction, won by Danny Nikolic, trained by Bruce McLaughlin.
Again, at 45.30 and 10.20 for the winner, Our Fiction, 160 Perdido, and 460 Bondi, but it is very tight for the third placing. 4 in a photo, 125.1. Again, it goes down to a jockey that dictated the terms in front.
Yeah, they seem to be, well, it seems to be the horses that are dictating the pace, but also the horses that are actually handing the track. It must be just a little bit worse than what we sort of feel from up here, because a lot of horses aren't making ground, and the leaders are winning round the corner and going to the line very strongly.
4, 9 and 18 are now in the frame. 4, 9 and 18 are the placings officially. Clever ride, Danny Nikolic. This filly won the Magic Millions up in Brisbane earlier in the year, and she was touted as a potential superstar, golden slippers, etc. Her form this preparation has been pretty disappointing, but trainer Bruce McLaughlin still decided to come to Melbourne. It's paid dividends now, Gary.
Here she is now, Our Fiction, on the fence, going very well for Danny Nikolic. The one that did get home very good was Bondi. Like, it's only had one start. It's one to definitely follow. But all the winners with honours with Our Fiction. On the fence, travelling very well. One on the fence there of Bart Cummings. Perdido, is it? It's got home very well to run second. But you can't take anything away from Our Fiction. It's gone to the line very strongly. Won well.
I like Bondi's performance about 3 years ago. A horse carried similar colours to that and ran a similar placing by the name of Mannerism and had similar form.
Here's a great shot.
She might go on, Bondi.
Our Fiction going away very strongly. Mick Dittman on the outside on number 2. And Perdido on the rails.
Well, another brilliant front-running ride, John Letts. This time Danny Nikolic on Our Fiction.
Yeah, I've got Danny Nikolic down here, boys, and Danny's very happy. He's had one ride today, and he's led all the way. Danny, a good ride, good win.
I had a nice, easy run. Jumped in front, travelled easy. Everything left me alone, and I was just out-sprinted him. I was too good.
Danny, how'd you get the ride on? You've been riding work for Bruce McLaughlin?
Yeah, Bruce has been putting me on a fair bit. I've been suspended the last sort of 6 months. I haven't done much riding at all, just through suspensions, and this is good. This might just get me back in the winner's circle.
Well, Dan, you've always been a good rider, and there's always been a lot of people who've supported you through your racing career, haven't they? And there's a cheerio you'd like to send to a couple of people, Danny?
Yeah, I only had one ride, and I said to Mum and Dad and my Uncle Mars and Brian, I said I'd send hello if I happen to win the race.
Well, that's pretty confident for you, Dan, and it's good to go into a race with a lot of confidence, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, well, that's the number one thing, isn't it? Confidence.
Yes, and the thing that I noticed about you is that you're very nice, neat and tidy and clean.
Oh, you've got to be like that. You've got to make a good impression.
Yeah, good luck, Dan.
Thanks very much,
Hope
John.
there's many more for you.
Thank you.
Good on you, Lettsy. Johnny Letts with Danny Nikolic, who rode Our Fiction to victory. 4, 9 and 18 on the final event here at Flemington. This is Melbourne Cup Day. We're going to take a break and come back on more on the day that belonged to the Irish with Vintage Crops win in the Cup.
Good afternoon. The Melbourne Cup has been won by Irish stayer Vintage Crop. It romped home ahead of Tiaco Nick and Mercator on a drenched track. And a 40-strong search party is combing the Belanglo State Forest.
They're off. And on the inside, his arm bounced out quickly and jumping out fast. Silk Ali down on the inside. From the outside, our Tristolite bounced out fast with Fra and also the Phantom. Inside it's Slight Chance and our Pompeii going up quickly, followed by Tiakau Nick and Frontier Boy. And there goes Marrakesh. Marrakesh in front, and Drum Taps is up running second in the early point of the race, and Vintage Crop is on the rail. Crowding from the outside now. Fra coming over quickly, is racing up towards the stablemate. And Fra in front now at the 400-metre mark, the first time in the Cup. Led by a length and a half, and there's the Phantom up second. Third is Marrakesh. Tiakau Nick fourth, and Drum Tap, it's Vintage Crop. The imports are nice and handy from our Tristolite, our Pompeii, and further back then came Young Pirate. Silk Alias fighting with the rider. Then Slight Chance, Frontier Boy, Field Officer, further back Tennessee Jack. Then came Ultimate Aim on the outside from Cavalieri, Sub-Zero. Further back is Air Seattle, Great Vintage, followed by Dancing Lord, Castletown, Azam, our Mercator, and last of all Diamond Bases. They've gone to the judge with a lap to go, and Tiakau Nick took over them in front. Tiakau Nick out of the straight with 2,200 metres to go, leads in the Melbourne Cup by a length and a half. Frontier Boy is second, and third on the fence is Fra. A length into the Phantom running fourth, one off the fence, a half. Marrakesh fifth. Drum Taps has gone up sixth, and out three deep is our Tristolite at the 2,000. 2 lengths further back, Vintage Crop. Our Pompeii three deep on the fence. Silk Ali a length and a half to Young Pirate. Slight Chance three wide on the inside. Tennessee Jack a half to Field Officer. Locked away as the grey Sub-Zero on the inside, a Great Vintage, and they're followed further back in the Cup by Ultimate Aim out three deep. A length and a half further back, Cavalieri. Then Dancing Lord, one to Azam, Air Seattle, Mercator, followed by Castletown, and the Bolter, Diamond Bases, last of all at the halfway mark, 1,600 metres to go. In the Cup of 93, and the leader, Tiakau Nick, led by a length, two on the outside, Frontier Boy, 2 lengths to Marrakesh third. The Phantom is up running fourth, a neck away, one off the rail, a length for the back, Marrakesh. Drum Taps running sixth on the outside. They're followed by our Tristolite, Silk Ali. In the middle is Vintage Crop, a length and a half further back, Tennessee Jack, our Pompeii still three deep. In the middle is Young Pirate. They're followed further back in the race now by Sub-Zero. He's got a wall of horses in front of him at the moment. Around the outside of him goes Slight Chance. They're followed further back by Dancing Lord, Great Vintage, Ultimate Aim, Mercator, Azam. Well back Castletown, Air Seattle, and Diamond Bases. 1,000 to go. They clap the speed on, and the leader is Tiakau Nick, neck in front now, a Frontier Boy. 3 or 4 further back, Fra and the Phantom. 2 lengths to Drum Taps at the 850-metre mark from Marrakesh. Vintage Crop and Silk Ali a fair way back. They're followed by our Pompeii. Trying to get out as Tennessee Jack from Field Officer, pulled out deep. Then Slight Chance, followed by Young Pirate. Sub-Zero giving the leaders 15 lengths start as Frontier Boy ranges up to Tiakau Nick on the home turn. They're running for home in the Melbourne Cup, and Tiakau Nick near the inside, a length in front of Frontier Boy. 2 to Marrakesh, 2 lengths further back, Fra. Then the Phantom, followed by Tennessee Jack into the clear down the outside, followed by Mercator. Our Pompeii can't go on from Great Vintage. Tiakau Nick the leader at the 300 from on the outside, Frontier Boy, and here's Vintage Crop. Vintage Crop, the Irish horse emerging now. Vintage Crop is cutting down Tiakau Nick. It's an Irish victory. Vintage Crop has hit the lead from Tiakau Nick and Mercator, and Vintage Crop has taken the Melbourne Cup. Vintage Crop has won by 2.5. It's a photo for second, Tiakau Nick or Mercator for second. Fourth home in the race is Great Vintage. A gap in the field further back, Tennessee Jack. Then Frontier Boy, followed by Marrakesh. Then Cavalieri, well back our Pompeii. Then Fra, Sub-Zero, followed by Dancing Lord, Field Officer, Young Pirate, Air Seattle. Castletown, the Phantom, further back in the race then. Azam, Slight Chance, followed by Ultimate Aim. Second last, Silk Ali, and last in the Melbourne Cup is Diamond Bases.
And the winner, number 6, Vintage Crop, $15.80 for the win, $5.20 the place, 5 Tiakau Nick, $11.70 in a photo with 10 Mercator, $30.70.
Has arrived in Australia and has taken the 93 Foster's Cup.
On the Super Tab, number 6, Vintage Crop, $8.30 for the win, $2.75 for the place, 5 Tiakau Nick, $7.35, and number 10, Mercator, $15.20.
The Cup, number 5 is second, Tiakau Nick. And the rank outside are number 10, Mercator. Mercator, number 10, has run third. It's 6, 5 and 10 to the Foster's Cup of 93. Vintage Crop getting a lovely run all the way in 6 and 7 position throughout the running of the Melbourne Cup. And what a triumph for Dermot Weld. What a triumph for Michael Kinane. And what a triumph for the Irish in Australia today. Number 6, Vintage Crop. A magnificent performance with a withering run down the centre of the track after the rank outside of Tiakau Nick. looked as though he was going to pinch the Melbourne Cup. He was still clear at the famous tower here with about 180 metres to go. And then the challenge arrived out in the centre, out on his own, out in the centre of the track, with Michael Kinane wielding the whip. Vintage Crop, this magnificent horse, responding, 7 years of age, this horse, and finishing the race as only great stayers do. And this is racing history here at Flemington in Australia, with the Irish horse coming here with drum taps becoming stirred up as he went onto the track. He may have run his race before he got to the starting gates, and it's Vintage Crop who takes the Melbourne Cup for 1993.
Brisbane protest upheld.
Second, number 5, Tiaka Nick, ridden by R.D. Vance, almost pinched the cup. He took the front going out of the straight and almost got the prize for trainer Gay Waterhouse. And Mercator has come from a long way back to run third, just to knock out number 23. Great finish for third placing. And fifth home is number 16, and that is Frontier Boy, who was up second outside Tiaka Nick when they turned for home. The crowd responding to the performance of Vintage Crop, who is by Ruslan from Overplay, raced by Dr. M.W.J. Smurfett, ridden by Michael Kinane, trained by Dermot Weld from the Curragh in Ireland. The breeder is B.R. and Mrs. Firestone out of Ireland, an all-Irish victory as Vintage Crop returns to scale after the running of the Melbourne Cup, the Foster's Melbourne Cup for 1993. Kinane, an international jockey of high acclaim, rides with the gloves, riding out of Ireland at the moment. What a thrill for Michael Kinane on this delightful thoroughbred as he's about to bring the winner back, and the crowd about to receive the winner of the Foster's Melbourne Cup down the famous race here at Flemington under fairly ordinary weather conditions, but it hasn't dampened the enthusiasm of this big crowd that's really swelled in the last hour and a half. And Vintage Crop, first time to Flemington, first time to Australia, and Kinane raises the cap to acknowledge the crowd here as the Irish stayer leads the field back for the Melbourne Cup. Second, Tiaka Nick, running a mighty race. Third placing going to number 10, Mercator. Disappointments, our Pompey. Never got near the inside, was trapped 3 deep for the entire circuit. Sub-Zero, a long way back and just couldn't make any ground. And the Phantom up close early, up close going along the back of the track, started to do a flounder and struggle well before the home turn. Fra went forward at the start, every chance. So too Marrakesh looked a great chance before when they turned for home. But honours of the race, because it's just been a great staying performance here by Vintage Crop to take the Melbourne Cup for 1993. It's bad luck for Gay Waterhouse. She almost took the cup with Tiaka Nick, and she'd be a disappointed person. Here's Brian Blackmore.
Right, thank you, Brian. Gay Waterhouse being congratulated by everyone here, and we might do it together, Peter. Yes. Gay.
Haven't met you yet.
Listen,
well
this
done.
is unbelievable. Congratulations.
Oh, well, it's like winning the Melbourne Cup. I mean, I know it sounds
you did
silly.
for Australia, didn't you?
Well, we did. We carried the colours for Australia and New Zealand. This is called the Quick Slick McGraw preparation, but I knew this horse was right today, and I said to them on Saturday, you've got to run in this race. Even if we run a place, it's like winning a major group race. The horse has really peaked, and he just looked so good today.
How did you feel 300 metres out?
Well, I was having a small heart attack. Everyone around me, poor David Hayes probably won't have any hearing after today.
Well, you've done a tremendous job with the horse, haven't you? You know, it's a credit to you, Gay, and congratulations.
He's a great horse, and he's one of my very greatest mates, and he's done me proud as a trainer. Without him, I probably wouldn't be on the map.
And Dad's pretty proud too,
I think he is.
Go on, Paddy. Okay, thanks, Gay. Thanks, Brian.
Okay, Brian, you might go towards Les Benton. Les Benton is the man from the Victoria Racing Club that put this together, Brian. So if you can hear me down there.
Yes, I can.
Head towards Les Benton as we check the tote dividends on the Melbourne Cup. We'll be back to you in just a moment.
And the winner, number 6, Vintage Crop, $15.80 for the win, $5.20 the place, 5 Tiaka Nick, $11.70, number 10 Mercator, $30.70. Winner, 6 Vintage Crop, $15.80, $5.20, 5 Tiakau Nick, $11.70, 10 Mercator, $30.70. The Quinella, $559.70, $559.70. The Trifecta, $61,867.90, $61,867.90. The feature doubles, Victoria Derby, Melbourne Cup, first league 1 Mahogany into 5 Vintage Crop, 1 and 5, 75.40, 75.40, special div 460. The Caulfield Cup, Melbourne Cup feature double. First league 2-7 Fra into number 22 Vintage Crop, 921.80, 921.80, special div 47.20. Amended dividends at